We are in the portion of Yitro. This is the one portion that the people of Israel receiving the Torah. It's something that us as human beings living in a physical body cannot really understand what the people of Israel went there unless we have a memory, from a few reincarnations ago. This is the time that, time, space, and motion did not exist, and I'm getting excited about it just from the idea, but really also none of us can really understand what happened. It's like to explain to a deaf person what great music, how we hear music and we all feel elevated, or music change our mood. I mean, we can be very sad and then suddenly music can make us happy, or we get actually happy and we hear sad music and we feel a little bit down. And it's the elevation of the spirit, because like we spoke last week, melody come from a very high world. It's come from a Bria, and it's something that is divine music, right? But if a person never was born deaf and never in his life heard music, try to explain music, try to explain how it feels, try to explain, it's impossible. If he sees someone is playing a violin, all he sees is someone like taking a piece of wood and another piece of, and just like do something with it, but he cannot feel it. And this is what happened in the time of the Torah. I mean, we can try to connect to it, but as long as we are in our limited body, it's very, very hard. If you never experience prophecy in your life, how would you know what prophecy is all about? If we never experience no time, space, and motion, how can we really understand there is no time, space, and motion? But there's so many planets right now in Aquarius. We have like 5 planets in Aquarius. We have the Sun and Mercury and Venus and Jupiter and Saturn. And soon in the new moon also the moon will be in Aquarius. And Aquarius is like, it's like, try to imagine, because Aquarius is that no time, space, and motion. So it's like, we are in this time and we are the closest in our limited body to how we can feel that no time, space, and motion. And it says that the people of Israel received the Torah. They didn't really receive the Torah, that the Creator forced them to get it. And what does it mean, force them? I mean, there's no coercion in spirituality at all. What does it mean, force them to get it? Because, we want something from Creator. We want something in life all the time. And give me money, and give me love, and give me health, and give me. But in order for us to receive that what we want, we need to build appropriate vessel. If we don't have appropriate vessel, then we cannot receive that light. And what is that appropriate vessel? Right? It's affinity with the light. When that vessel has affinity with the light, then we create a proper vessel for that light to come in. If we don't have affinity with that light, then we cannot receive it. Let's say, for example, yesterday I spoke with someone who wants to marry a certain person. And in her mind, she doesn't believe she can marry that. I don't want to go into details, but a certain person that she not a certain, I mean, someone specific. Like, let's say someone tall, someone short, someone, smart, someone rich. And she wants to marry someone, let's say someone smart, okay? So she want to marry that someone that is smart, but in her mind, she cannot even imagine her worthy of that person. So if she cannot imagine be worthy, marry someone like that, she can never marry someone like that. Why? Because there is no affinity. The light, the vessel doesn't have that capacity. It's not a worthy vessel to receive that light of a certain man. Only when a person feels I'm worthy, it means I have equal shape with that certain type of man. We have the same vessel, we have the same light. Okay, that's how, it's the only way. That's why, we talked about it so many times. If we want something in life, we really want to know it and to feel that we can have it. Because if not, there is no affinity. There is no affinity with something that called light. We were talking about that the Creator forced them to receive the Torah. What does it mean, forced them? The Creator, made their vessel worthy without them earning it. All right, that's why it's like forced. So a lot of people feel a lot of pressure right now, a lot of pressure, and really a lot of people, including me, including so many people in the world. There's so much pressure in the world. And let's think about it together for a second. If there's so much pressure, and we are in a time that we want so many things, maybe the light is forcing us to receive that light, to receive the things that we want in life. And how the light will force us to receive that light? By putting pressure. And we have a choice. And Aquarius is a choice. Okay, we have a choice. If I want to take that pressure and says, wow, that pressure happens for me to release, because Aquarius is releasing. If Aquarius is connecting us to no time, space, and motion, and we're still attached to something, we will never be able to get it. So if the Creator is pushing, everything is happening in our life right now is pushing, it hurts exactly when we don't want it to hurt. But when we don't want it to hurt, this is where we are attached. So if that light is pushing, is forcing us to receive the good that the Creator wants to give us, it has to come with pressure. So we can say, you know what? Okay, I surrender. I surrender. I'm not attached to it anymore. Maybe the way I think, it's not the way it should be. Maybe what I do, it's not the way I need to go. Maybe what I fight for, it's not what I need to fight for. Maybe it brings so much chaos in my life. Maybe I just need to surrender and let go. And this is where the Creator is forcing the people of Israel to receive the Torah. You want in life, you want. And you don't understand why things not happening. Why, Creator? What do you want from me? Why it's not happening? Because you're attached to something that is not allowing you. You're not creating a proper vessel for the light to come in. Okay, so this is the week that we receive the Torah, and the Creator, it says that the Creator forced, kafa alem harke gigit, it says in Hebrew. You know, he forced it like I don't know exactly how to accurately translate it, but the idea is like he forced them to receive the Torah. And and with all this Aquarius, it's like it feels that the pressure is almost like unbearable. And what pressure about Aquarius? I mean, Aquarius is a fun sign. You know, it's not intensive Scorpio or harsh Capricorn. It's light. It's futuristic. I want to worry about the future. About the future, not worry, God forbid. Did I say worry? No. I want to concentrate about the future. I don't want to carry the past with me. Aquarius is the time that we need to move forward. And if we are not moving forward, we get pressure from Creator to move forward. So let's stop for a second and really, really think in that powerful week of receiving the Torah. And what is the Torah? The Torah is the manual book, is the manual book physically and spiritually, you know, beyond time, space, and motion. That when we read the Torah, it's allowing us, you know, to connect, to build that proper vessel. The Torah is a tool for us to build a proper vessel for the light to come in. The Rav said that we can only grow, and we can only grow from to the bottom to up, right? We can only grow when we go to the bottom. And Yitro was on the other side, completely on the other side of idol worship. And yet he went to the highest place because he heard what he needs to do, and he also did it. And one of the strengths that we can get from that portion is many times, yes, we know what we need to do. Yes, we hear, I heard you. Yeah, you said that. Yes, even sometimes, I'm talking to the Creator. Yeah, I heard you. I know I need to do that. I know I need to do that. We all know what we need to do. We don't want to do that because it's uncomfortable and because we are attached. But we all know really, really what we need to do. And what we can get from Yitro, that Yitro did that. He came, he had a lot to lose because he was the king in his place. And he had a certain reputation. So when he heard the truth about the Creator, and he says, "Ata yadati ki gadol Hashem mikol haElokim." When Yitro came, he says, "Now I knew that the Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Tetragrammaton, is the greatest from all other gods." He knew. He connected to the truth. And the moment he knew the truth, he didn't wait a second. He just left everything, the respect, the reach, everything that he had, the power that he had, and he left everything and he went to the desert because he was willing to detach from everything that is physical and went into the desert, because in the desert, in that moment, that was the truth. The truth. And many times we want to connect to that truth. We talked about it last week. We want to connect to our values, but we don't want to miss something. We don't want to miss the respect. We don't want to miss the money. We don't want to miss we don't want to miss things in the physical level in order for us to connect to the truth. And Yitro, by doing it, he created a proper vessel for the light to come in. Because he left everything that is from the outside and he connected to the inside. He left the chitzoniyut, everything that is external, and he connected to the internal. He said, "Ata yadati ki gadol Hashem mikol haElokim." I know now that the Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Creator, is the greatest from all the other gods. Ki badavar asher zadu alehem. Why he said that? Because zadu alehem, whatever the Egyptian planned to do to you, you did to them. And what does it mean? At the beginning of this portion of Shmot, we heard that every baby that was born in Egypt, Pharaoh said, throw them to the water, drown them in the water, and that's how you're going to kill them. I mean, you can kill them in many other ways, right? Throw them to the water. And at the end, the Egyptian died in the water. Okay, whoever really been destroyed was the Egyptian that at the beginning tried to throw every baby to the water. When they tried to eliminate the people of Israel, and then the Creator saved them, he took them out of Egypt, and the Egyptian themselves fell into the water and was killed. So what Yitro is saying here, that you need to see what the Creator is doing here. Everything that we're afraid of. And it says that at the end of time, if we really try to connect to that truth, that the Creator is everything, okay? Then everything, every sin that we had, every sadness that we have will become our benefit at the end of time. That we eventually gonna open up, it's like the deaf person that his ears suddenly is being open and he hears the music and it's like, wow, I didn't believe something like that can be existed. And Yitro, he saw that immediately. He says, you see what they tried to do to you and see what you did to them eventually. It's like there's no bigger God than the Creator. And he says, thank Vayomer Yitro Baruch Hashem. You know how we say always Baruch Hashem, thank God, thank God. Yitro was the first person who says that, thank God, right? Baruch Hashem asher hitzil etchem miad Mitzrayim u'miad Paro. Thanks the Creator that he took you out of Egypt and from the hands of Pharaoh. He appreciated, because he knew Pharaoh. He knew all the tricks. He knew that it's almost It's not almost, it's impossible to get out of Egypt unless the Creator, did not consider the vessel of the people of Israel, and he just pulled them out without them being worthy of it. And then he gave them the Torah. That's why it says he forced the Torah on them. So Venus, the planet of love, right? That also represents desire. So Venus wants freedom because she's in Aquarius. She wants to be independent. Venus in Aquarius wants to be independent. Venus in Aquarius wants to be free. Venus in Aquarius wants to have great relationship without that, attachment, like free love, real love. Because every time we love someone and then it's conditioned, I'm going to love you if you're going to do this. I'm going to love you if you're going to give me that. I'm going to love you because you love me. And if you're a little bit far, then I feel I'm not loved, and drama and like free love, just love, and Saturn, we all know Saturn by now, right? Saturn is the disciplinary planet, and he wants to bring order to that freedom. Okay? And when I'm trying to, so yeah, that's intense. That's intense because there is a certain way we need to go in order to have that freedom. Okay, that independency. And if you really think that Saturn is like the Torah, okay, the Torah is the rules of the universe. We got 10 utterances connecting to the 10 Sfirot. And if we have time, we'll talk about it. But we have 10 utterances. I am your God, or don't kill, don't steal, all these utterances. It's an order. We need to do that. Right? And yet we're talking that the Torah is connecting us to beyond time, space, and motion. It's completely unlimited, we talked about it. We can't even imagine what does it mean beyond time, space, and motion. And yet there is strict rules. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and don't do that. Right? So see how that Venus, Saturn together. So in order for us to really be free people, true free people, it needs to be in a certain order. We need to follow certain rules. Now that rules, in our mind, if we're not really in the right mind, we think it's limiting us. All right, but if we're in the right mind, we understand that those rules, are helping us to be free. Okay? Don't steal. What is don't steal? Right? You should not steal. So yeah, we think, okay, but I'm not a thief. I'm not taking money from anyone. I'm not robbing any bank. I'm not cheating. I'm actually an honest person. But stealing is to take something that is not yours. We need to understand to the depth of it. I'm just giving an example of the do not steal or do not kill, for example. So kill is with words. When I'm humiliating or someone, the Zohar says it's like I killed him, right? So it's not I'm taking a knife and killing someone. And the same with the stealing. If I want to be a free person, I want free love. But if I want free love, I want to really be free and to connect to the energy of love. And right now, let's say I have a partner, and that partner in this, today, let's say, didn't tell me that he loves me, or went to be with friends and didn't take me with him, right? So now, why didn't you go without me? And I need you. Like, why didn't you tell me you love me? And why didn't you do what I asked you? Now it means that you don't love me. And we have all this condition with love. So what we're trying to do, are we connecting to free love here? We're trying to steal energy from our partner, trying to take something from him because we feel lack. Right? So free love is free love. But we cannot steal from someone else, because when we are needy, we are taking energy from people. And the rule is that we need to be in free love, and we cannot steal. Do not steal. Don't take energy from the other person. You want free love? Connect to love. Love yourself. feel secure, feel worthy. So if your partner wants to go to play football with his friends, you're not afraid. Oh my God, maybe he's going to meet someone, and maybe he's going to go, and maybe he's going to cheat, and maybe he's going to have an opening to do something else, and how can he go without me? Let him go. Let him go. Okay, so within the order, within the freedom, it must be an order. In order for us to connect to Creator, there are certain rules that we need to follow. Because with all this unconditional and great and beyond time, space, and motion, everything is working in an accurate order. And that's what the Torah is teaching us. So when we have that Sun and Saturn Venus and Saturn in conjunction, we want to be free. Okay, I'm driving and there's traffic. And I'm getting upset. Am I a free person right now? I'm not a free person. So there is traffic, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to put music, I'm going to hear a lecture, and I'm going to benefit from that time. There's traffic. What can I do? Now I'm a free person. If someone told me something that I didn't like and I get upset. Why am I getting upset? If I'm going to say, you know what, it's not my problem, it's his problem. He has to deal with the Creator after, because he's speaking not nice to someone else. I'm confident and emotionally secure, and I know who I am. I know my value. So if he wants to talk not nice to me, his problem, not mine. Then I'm a free person. Okay, one of the so when Venus and Saturn together, we're gonna get intensity. Things are not gonna go our way. Someone is not gonna talk to us nice. We're gonna hit traffic. Our children are not gonna go according to what we want. Chaos always come. My boss doesn't appreciate me. I don't know, chaos. There's plenty of it, right? But if I understand that this is my opportunity to be free from the one thing that bothers me, then that Venus and Saturn together not only that it's not going to feel bad, it's going to feel wow. Because Saturn is the order. You should not steal, you should not kill, you should not be jealous. And we were going to talk about that, jealous, because how can we not be jealous? I mean, can we even have control over it? We'll talk about it in a second. Okay, so that intensity of that Venus, and especially on Saturday, it's coming to conjunction on Friday, actually. Sorry, Friday, it's coming to conjunction, and and the moon is still on Friday. The moon is still in Scorpio. It's easier on Saturday because the moon is moving into the Sagittarius, but the moon will conjunct the south node. And we know the south node in Aquarius, the south node in Sagittarius. The moon is, when we feel reactive. And the south node is the shadow of Sagittarius. They're both in Sagittarius. So maybe, we're going to hear a lecture that we're going to say, wait, I'm not sure about it, right? We're going to be experiencing things that is against our belief system, because it's the south node in Sagittarius. I believe, right? And the moon is going to conjunct that south node. And remember that Venus and Saturn are together too. So all together is like, wait, I believe this. It's going against my belief. And I was like, let's wait for a second. Is my belief is really what it is? Maybe I can be open to something else. Maybe the Creator showed me something else. Maybe if I'm just going to be open today, I'm going to have an aha moment. I love this aha moment. All this Aquarius is tons of aha moment. If we are open, it was like, wow, how come I didn't see that before? Wow, how come I didn't think about that before? Wow, that's aha moment. Aquarius is full of aha moment. If you know Aquarius, they'll suddenly get it. The light bulb. Oh my God, I got it. Why I got it? Because it's coming from above. It's crown chakra. It's aha moment. But if I stuck in my belief system, oh, this is what we believe, this is what then okay, stay how you are. All of us, we can stay how we are. If we don't want to change, if we don't want to be open to what's coming. When I'm looking at the chart of today, so we said we have like 5 planets in Aquarius. And, this weekend, I was wondering because how it's related, because we have planet Venus and planet Saturn both in Aquarius in conjunction. Conjunction means that Venus and Saturn are walking hand in hand. And that's going to happen this weekend. Actually, they get closer already from this week. So if you had an intense week, we always looking for excuse, right? So beside Mercury in retrograde, we also had Venus and Saturn in conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. And they're going to be on a real conjunction on Saturday. So Saturday might be very intense, and a few days after as well. Beside the fact that today also the moon is in Scorpio. Yesterday the moon is in Scorpio, and that moon in Scorpio was squaring all this Aquarius. So that's a lot of intensity. So if you have an intense day, feel mercy for yourself. Take it easy. The energy is very intense. And again, let's think about why the energy is intense. It's not to make our life difficult. It's because the Creator wants to take us to the place that we need to be. And if we're really, instead of falling into being victim and intensity and nothing is working, and we're like, okay, thank you, Creator. Why does it happen to me? Let me open my eyes to see why. Then it's less intense. Then instead of seeing intensity, we can see miracles. It's only intense because we choose. It's all about choice. We choose to feel this intensity because the reality is in the eye of the beholder. It's like two people can go through the same reality and have totally different reaction according to their connection to themselves and to the purpose of creation. The moon is conjuncting the south node, and Venus is conjuncting Saturn. We have Mercury still in retrograde and is getting closer to the sun. The sun is moving forward, Mercury is going backward, and they will, it's also on the weekend. They're going to conjunct the weekend. Yeah. Wow, we have a weekend. We have an aha moment weekend. I'm looking forward for it, actually. I'm always asking for divine inspiration. Maybe I'll get something. Try to be open. Very powerful. We're going to hear the Torah. We're going to ask to let go. And we're really going to ask to receive that energy. That even if we are not ready for, it can be given to us. And then we'll have to earn it. How do we earn it? By going through that stress. So we look at that stress as a building of a vessel versus chaos or problems. Okay? Mars is still in Taurus. On Sunday is going to conjunct the black moon. There are a lot of conjunction, you see. The black moon in Taurus, again, guys, Taurus is physicality. Taurus is survivor. I need to survive. Surviving. So when that Mars in Taurus is very strong, he's insisting of what he wants. He insists to survive. And the black moon is, the black moon is, it has a name that we don't mention. It's just a point in life that will stress us to think that we cannot live without it. It's like the evil. It's like, you don't have it. You don't get what you want, right? Is that energy of like, ugh, that just negativity for the sake of negativity. So when that energy conjunct Mars in Taurus, that Mars is surviving, we're trying to hold on. Let's not hold on. There's so much more in life, so much more than we can even imagine. Let's surrender this weekend. You see all this combination, the moon conjunct the south node is like, let go of belief. Saturn and Venus is like, this is how I want, but Saturn say you need to do it in the right way. Just connect to the right way. What is the right way? It's like, if I know that it's not good for me to eat sugar, I always give that example, it's the easiest. It's not good for me to eat sugar. If I think about Venus in Aquarius right now, just Venus without the Saturn, I would say, I can eat that sugar, I can eat that ice cream. It's not a problem. It's just a little bit of ice cream. I want to be free. I cannot eat what I want. But this is the now. That Venus wants the now to be free. Saturn come along and says, I want you to look long term what's good for you. Because maybe now you're going to be okay because you're going to eat that ice cream. But long term, you can get sick. So I want you to look at the long term. I want you to think about what's really good for you. In that moment, you want to get upset. But on the long run, is it really good for you to be upset? Because you're going to ruin the relationship with XYZ. It's better not to get upset. Okay, so Saturn is about, think about it for the long run. Is it good for you? Look at the bigger picture. The long run is the bigger picture. The Venus is the now. I want it now. I want the freedom. I don't want traffic. I want my spouse to do whatever I want. I want my children to do whatever I want. I want to be successful at work. I want it now. On the long run, is it good for you? That's Saturn. Okay, and that black moon with Mars, that happened on Sunday, but you see it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's all this weekend is very, very, very strong to let go of things and to receive what's really belong to us, to build an appropriate vessel for the light to come in.